Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucy and in today's video I am doing my cozy autumn book tag. So we're here, it's officially autumn. I am in my element. Like, if you're new to my channel, you may not know, but I am just an autumn girl at heart. Like, all my videos from now on are going to be the most autumnal ever, so do stick around if you really love cozy autumnal content based around books. So guys, a few years ago you may remember that I created a autumnal book tag called the Cozy Autumn Book Tag. I will leave the original video linked down below, so if you want to do it on your channel, your blog, social media, whatever, you can do that for yourself. But I really wanted to do a fun video this year where I revisit my answers that I gave in that original video, because I think that was like 2020 or 2021, like that was a long time ago, 3 years ago basically, and I feel like it was high time that I do that video again and just get myself in the autumnal mood. So as I said, the video will be linked down below if you want to do it yourself, do it on your channel, and please do tag me because I really want to see your answers to my tag. So let's get going. Question number 1 is, what book always reminds you of fall/autumn? So my answer for this is definitely going to be different from the last time I created the tag, as basically I fell in love with a brand new fantasy series over the last few years, and I always end up reading it at this time of year because the releases were every October, and that is the Kingdom of the Wicked series by Kerri Maniscalco. The first book is Kingdom of the Wicked. This is this gorgeous proof copy that I was sent from Hodder back in the day. And the second book is Kingdom of the Cursed, and then Kingdom of the Feared is the third and final book. That's located somewhere down there. But anyway, I wanted to basically give a massive shout out to this series, as it's really the series that reminds me most of fall and autumn, because as I mentioned, the last 3 years have just been spent obsessing over this series. And this is basically the perfect Halloween-y spooky season reading because it's not too scary, but it is set in hell. And it's about the 7 princes of hell and basically the devil. And it follows a young witch called Amelia who is trying to solve the murder of Victoria, who is her twin sister. And they are both witches, and they have been told to stay away from the 7 princes of hell because they really hate witches. They are their enemy. But of course, in order to solve this murder, Amelia has to team up with one of the 7 princes of hell, Wrath. And this whole series is about her relationship with Wrath and solving that mystery of what exactly happened to her sister. So if you're after something super atmospheric, super dark, but also with a romantic twist, this series is like the best series ever. So it really reminds me of fall and autumn just for those reasons, because I read and fell in love with this series like during this time. So I might have to do a reread, I'm not gonna lie, although the new book in the series, which is a spin-off called Throne of the Fallen, is released in October, and I am so excited for that book. That features Envy, one of the other 7 princes of hell, and it's his story. So you can bet, you can see that book on my channel when it comes out. I am buzzing. Question 2 is, what is your favorite autumnal book cover? Now my answer for this is a book that I read last year. It is the gorgeous Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. Now just look how beautiful this cover is. Like, it's so foggy, and you can see like the kind of trees in the background, the little kind of fireworks, I guess. This just reminds me of autumn. It's very moody, it's very atmospheric. You can basically sense the weather by looking at this cover. Like, do you not just want to be there right now? Like, beautiful. So I would say this is my favorite autumn cover at the minute. Obsessed. Question 3 is, what is your favorite autumnal drink to read with? I think I've been really getting into my pumpkin spice lattes, especially recently. They are back at Starbucks. Hallelujah. I might have to pop out today and get one just because. But honestly, like, there's nothing better than a sweet, like a more of a sweet coffee when you're reading. I don't usually drink like sweet coffees for like the caffeine. I prefer to have a cup of tea in the morning and then an actual like non-sweet coffee. And then, but for reading, I love kind of like a little sweet treat. So a pumpkin spice latte, a maple latte, anything like that is like my ideal beverage. And I do have a huge bottle of pumpkin syrup that I ordered from Amazon. It's a lifesaver when you just really fancy something like very autumnal and something very pumpkin spiced when you're at home and you don't have to spend like £3 or £4 going to Starbucks and getting a pumpkin spice latte. You can make it yourself, and that massive bottle has served me so well every single autumn. Question 4 is, do you prefer to read late at night or early in the morning? So I would say, funnily enough, like considering I wrote these questions, neither. I do not manage early in the morning, full stop, with anything in my life. So I'm definitely more of a night owl. I would say not even a night owl, because I like to get to bed at like around 10 p.m. I'm more of an afternoon owl. I get most of my reading done basically on a Sunday, like basically when I have no plans at the weekend and I just want a cozy day, and I really make the most of my afternoons. I get a blanket, I block out a good few hours to just spend that reading my book. And I tend to do that until dinner time, really. So like I'd say from lunchtime to dinner time is like my prime reading spot. And I do manage to read a few pages before bed, but I say like most of my reading is done during the day. So I've not quite cracked the early morning reading. I would love to just be that person who gets up and just reads like before anyone's up. Let me know if you're that type of person. I would love to know. The next question is, Halloween is coming. What is your favorite spooky read? Well, this is a difficult one because I'm not really a horror reader. I prefer books that are very like dark in kind of themes and topics, and quite like dark academia-esque, I guess, but without being full on horror. So I don't really like reading about like, scary things. Even though I love horror films, I love watching any paranormal TV channel, like YouTube, whatever. I'm a huge fan of like the paranormal. I love that stuff, but I don't like reading paranormal books. I don't know why. So my choice for this is going to be Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. I think like this series, I guess, is one of my favorite unsettling, dark academia series. This is book 2 in the series. The first book was Ninth House, and this is set at Yale University, and it's basically about secret societies and the dark goings on that they have, and follows our main character, Alex Stern, who can see ghosts, essentially. Now, this actually takes us into hell as well, if you haven't guessed by the name, Hellbent, and it is very dark and kind of like unsettling because, well, I'm not going to go into spoilers, but basically this book is darker than the first book, let's just say that. So I absolutely adore this series. I can't wait for the 3rd book to come out. God knows when that'll be, but genuinely, if you're after something dark but not something spooky, this series will be the one for you. Like, it has a lot of trigger warnings, a lot of content warnings, look them up, but genuinely obsessed with this series. Now, this is probably my favorite question, I'm not gonna lie. Number 7, what is your favorite autumnal reading snack? So, I am a fan of a baked good. And you will know if you watched last week's video, which was my preparing for autumn's arrival vlog. Thank you, by the way, for all the love that you've been giving on that video, because I'm so pleased that people have been watching it because it was so much fun to film. But I made pumpkin spice cupcakes during that vlog. Oh my God, guys, they were like another level of good. So I would say right now I'm craving any baked autumnal good, anything pumpkin spice. But also like around this time of year in the UK, I think it's Cadbury's who bring out these like, I think they're called bonfire logs. And inside there is like this honeycomb kind of like flavoring. Honeycomb cream, I guess, in kind of a chocolate log. And they are tiny little things, but I can literally consume a whole pack of those this time of year. So I would say those and pumpkin spice cupcakes right now are my ideal autumnal reading snack. Number 8 is, what is your favorite autumnal candle to burn whilst reading? Now, I have a new candle that I am obsessed with, which scent-wise is quite a surprise for me, because usually around this time of year, I am a pumpkin, like kind of pumpkin candle obsessed. But this is Enchanted Forest, and this is from DW Home, which of course is from TK Maxx. I don't know how well you can see that. So look at the like gorgeous illustration, and then on the top, we have this absolutely stunning like little, mushroom scene. And guys, it's kind of appley. It smells like an apple orchard, like kind of grassy, kind of mossy, I guess, which will go with the Enchanted Forest vibe. It's like sweet with like an undercurrent of trees. Does that make sense? Anyway, obsessed with this candle. It's kind of like good for early autumn, I'd say, which is when I'm filming this. I might have to go to like TK Maxx and get some pumpkin candles though, because I think the further I get into the season, the more I'm in the pumpkin spice zone. So super excited about this candle at the minute. It's my new obsession, and it's so nice and cozy when you're inside, it's raining outside, and you're reading. This just adds the perfect extra touch. Number 9 is, when you're not reading, what is your favorite autumnal activity? So I'm a big fan of, especially when it's a clear day, it's like not raining essentially, going out on a walk somewhere very like serene and where you can see the autumn leaves. I'm a big fan of like just getting out and having a walk when it's nice weather in the autumn. What my activity will probably be this year will be writing. I always associate the autumn with writing, and maybe that's because NaNoWriMo comes up, National Novel Writing Month, every November. So I'm kind of prepping for that. But especially at the minute, like I'm trying to get my current work in progress ready to query to agent. So that's a project that in September and October I really need to focus on. And I would say that's probably what I'm gonna do apart from reading, is just focus on my writing. But in the past, like just getting out, like going to a cozy coffee shop, getting a nice coffee and walking, like I just love that. But also going shopping for autumn decorations and autumn candles is another favorite activity of mine. Perfect for this time of year when you just want to get into the autumn spirit. So that too. Guys, it's my own book tag and I've missed out a question. So I skipped past number 6. What is the ultimate comfort read for you? And I feel like if you've been around on my channel, you've been watching for a good few years, you know my autumn content, you know what book I read every single year in autumn, and it is Pumpkinhead, the graphic novel by Faith Erin Hicks and Rainbow Rowell. So I talk about this all the time, like whenever I'm putting autumn content on my channel, because this graphic novel, please do invest in this, because I read this every year. You read it in less than a day. It is the most autumnal, lovely graphic novel ever. It's about 2 friends who work at a pumpkin patch. They only really see each other at this pumpkin patch every autumn. And it's basically, they're about to go off to college, and it's now or never in terms of revealing the fact that they fancy each other. It's just so sweet. So let me just show you some of the artwork, because like it's super autumnal. The art is beautiful. Like, look at this. It's just so autumnal and lovely, and I'm a huge fan. This is probably my autumnal comfort read, I'd say. I know it's kind of the season when I read this book, and I'm obsessed. And the final question is, what is on your autumn/fall TBR? So I'm gonna handpick a few books, because I am gonna do a separate video all about the books that I'm gonna be reading this autumn. So I wanted to mention 3 that will feature in that video. The first one has to be Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. So this features an old haunted house called Starling House. And in this town called Eden, I think it's called, basically everyone avoids the house, like nobody wants to go near it, understandably, but Opal needs the money, and a job comes up to basically look after the house, or be its like caretaker, I guess. She agrees to work at the house, and she ends up working with its very moody owner called Arthur. And I think they end up falling in love. I think that's probably what happens, but obviously the house has its own secrets, and that is where they both get very tangled in the secrets of this house. And I'm guessing it's going to be super gothic, super mysterious. I can't wait to read this. It's also super short. This is out in October, and this proof copy was very kindly gifted to me from Tor UK. So thank you guys for sending this my way. I am so excited to read Starling House. The next book I'm really desperate to read in the autumn is The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon. Now, I've held this up on many videos in my channel because I received this from a Fairy Loot box last year, or the year before maybe, and I just haven't read it since. I know it's really bad. This is an absolutely stunning edition, really cute. This is also kind of cozy, like spooky fantasy. I wouldn't say this is scary. This is supposed to be a romance, and it's supposed to have like a paranormal supernatural twist, but it is supposed to be like very lovely and warm. So it's described as The House in the Cerulean Sea meets You've Got Mail. And I believe it's 2 people who meet at an undertaker's. So they are undertakers, they like look after dead bodies, and it's a romance. It's quite dark, but like supposedly really cute and funny. So I'm really excited to read this one. I think it'll be the right balance of like romantic but dark, which is what I want this time of year. And of course, the autumn is the time for all the best new book releases. So this autumn, I'm going to be reading Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. Now this is, guys, an exclusive hardback proof copy of Swordcatcher. So thank you hugely to Tor UK for sending me this beautiful, beautiful proof with all these incredible goodies. Like they sent me like loads of artwork. All the artwork is absolutely beautiful, as you can see. So I'm super excited about Swordcatcher. This is Cassandra Clare's adult debut. This is introducing a brand new fantasy world, described as a vibrant world of power, intrigue and magic in the spellbinding epic. Swordcatcher is the start of a riveting new adult fantasy series from the author of the internationally best-selling Shadowhunter series. So I'm excited to see just how Cassandra Clare works with like adult fiction and how like dark this will get, I guess, because like I guess writing adult fiction, you need to kind of take it a step further than the YA, you know, books that she's written. So I'm really intrigued to see how an adult fantasy world will be written by Cassandra Clare, you know? I'm so excited for this book. This is publishing in October. Let me know if you're excited about this one. I know I am. And huge thank you to Tor UK for sending me this beautiful exclusive gifted proof. So guys, that was the cozy autumn book tag that I created a few years ago. Let's bring this back. I want you guys to do videos on this. I want you guys to tell me your answers down in the comments. Let's just have a big old autumn celebration. I cannot wait. So thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate every single one of you, and I'll see you very soon for my next video. Bye.